Hey guys, I have a question. What was the net worth of Christopher Watts and his wife at the time of the tragedy last year? There's all this talk how they own their own home. Well, no, they didn't. I think the bank owned it for the most part, right? And I think the house payment was due and it wasn't paid yet. And I don't think there was enough money to pay it, was there, in the checking account? And remember, we learned from that phone call that Christopher Watts' wife told her friend that she would be having to take the girls to daycare the next morning, right? She said that, I think the way she put it was, tomorrow morning is really going to suck because I have to take the girls to daycare. I still question that. Why did she have to take the girls to daycare? But speaking of the net worth, how is she going to pay for it? And remember, they were due in court the following week for unpaid HOA dues. I've read that Christopher Watts' wife said that she mailed the payments for the HOA dues to the wrong address. Evidently for something like 18 months straight or something, because I think the HOA dues were $52 per month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I read one time, was that it was a $52 per month payment, yet they were due in court for over $1,500 worth of unpaid HOA dues. So that's, that's quite a long time there that the HOA dues weren't being paid. Well, I read that Christopher Watts' wife's excuse was that she must have mailed the payments to the wrong address. But that doesn't make sense, because when she was served with papers for the court date, then she would have had access to the correct address, right? But did they have the money to pay the HOA dues? Because surely if she was sending the payments to the wrong address, then that money would have still been in the account, because, the HOA wouldn't have received the payments, so they wouldn't have cashed those checks, right? But I don't think the money was in the account. So that just doesn't make sense. So, look at it. The house payment, the daycare expense, the HOA dues. And what about that car? Because that was a leased vehicle. Did they have the money to make that car payment? So I don't know. Do the math. What on earth was their net worth at the time of the tragedy? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below.